Alright, so we are on to the next episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 104. We've all been waiting for this one. This is the ultimate high-speed battle begins. Goku and Hit join forces. So, this was an episode a lot of us have been waiting for a long time, because not only is Hit a central focus in the episode, but we also have the return of Super Saiyan God after around 90-ish episodes on the sidelines. We see Goku assuming the Super Saiyan God form, and there's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about with that, so let's just jump right into it! So the episode opens up with DYSPO basically approaching Hit and saying, I'm DYSPO the Pride Troopers, and I'm about to beat yo ass, and I'm going to beat Time Skip. And Hit is kind of surprised to see that DYSPO knows of the Time Skip. I am as well. I guess it's possible that the Universe 11 Kaioshin might have also watched the battle with Goku and Hit on GodTube or something like that, and told the Pride Troopers something along those lines. Very clearly, the Universe 6 vs. 7 match was seen by a lot of the other gods, because obviously, that was a big impetus with Zamasu and Gowasu actually watching that fight on GodTube, so it's presumable that other gods might have watched it as well. Now, one reason I really like this episode is because almost the entirety of it is just focusing on this battle with Super Saiyan God Goku, Hit, DYSPO, and then the other Pride Trooper who jumps in, KUNSHI. Now, just off of the, kind of just a little bit away from where DYSPO and Hit are fighting, we do see Caulifla and Kale are kind of recovering still, and, kind of hiding behind some rocks, some of the debris from the tournament, watching Hit and DYSPO fight. Now, Kale actually asks Caulifla if they should get involved, and Caulifla is kind of, very confident and says, no, Hit is gonna beat his ass. We see the way Caulifla talks, she actually really respects Hit. So that's how you know Hit is really alpha. Because Caulifla, who is so quick to say, fuck you, fuck that, well, not literally, but you get what I'm saying, her attitude. And, she's talking about Hit, and she's like, oh, yeah, Hit is a monster. So, clearly, we see Hit has got the respect. Now, DYSPO and Hit, they charge each other. And Hit goes to use this time skip, and DYSPO just rocks Hit's shit, knocks him back. And Hit is kind of surprised that his time skip was beat. And we see some reactions from some other people. Now, they go to do another clash. Hit does it again. And again, DYSPO actually just kind of beats Hit's time skip and, really hits him hard. Now, one thing that happens here that I actually find a little interesting, is a lot of the gods struggle to keep up with DYSPO's movements. Champa himself struggles to keep up with how fast DYSPO is moving. And he asks Vados if she could see, and she says, of course I could see it. And we actually see the Zeno-samas were unable to track DYSPO's movements. And then the Daishinkan upgrades the God Pad and allows the Zeno-samas to watch it in slow motion, kind of like an instant replay from, a sports event, like a football game or something. And, this is interesting. So, clearly the Daishinkan could catch it, all the angels could catch it, but the Zeno-samas could not see DYSPO's movements. That is just very interesting to me, because that kind of would go against, a lot of people think, Zeno-sama is just, omnipotent, you just defeat anything. And, if he can't even see DYSPO moving, I would bet the Daishinkan could probably move faster than DYSPO, so keep that in mind. I don't know, if this is supposed to be some sort of kind of foreshadowing or something. Everyone does kind of, at this point, I feel like it's not even that there's a lot of clues that the Daishinkan is evil, but it's kind of what people are hoping for. And, from what we've seen, he does seem to be, the main kind of mastermind of the tournament and everything. He does appear to be the one creating all the rules and doing everything. And then he just kind of says it, and Zeno-samas are like, yeah, yay! So, we'll see. That's very interesting. So Hit and DYSPO have a couple more clashes, and Hit kind of figures out exactly what's going on. DYSPO appears to have like a special technique where he's able to just it doesn't seem like he's just constantly has like this mega speed. Like he's super fast, right? But he does have almost like a focus type super speed attack. And that's kind of what he does just before Hit uses his time skip. DYSPO like activates this ridiculously fast like movement attack of his, and he's able to beat Hit's time skip. Now they have another clash where Hit, kind of gets, knocked back, and Hit kind of deduces that DYSPO is actually listening to when Hit does his time skip. He listens to the sound made by Hit's muscles, like when they vibrate, and it does like it kind of shows like a replay of what happened, and you see like right before Hit is going to do like a time skip, you see like he kind of shakes a little bit. And so DYSPO is kind of listening for that noise when Hit kind of tenses up and is about to activate the time skip. Then DYSPO activates his super fast movement and is able to kind of break through Hit's time skip and absolutely body him. It is kind of like Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku was so fast he was able to go through Hit's time skip, or even in the Dragon Ball Super manga, which I feel like they're taking a lot of ideas from the manga now, so this is something that's more prevalent to bring up. But in the manga, Super Saiyan Blue Goku was just so powerful that he was able to just absolutely just tear through Hit's time skip to where Goku was not even affected by it. But here it does seem that it's just like, in the anime, you can move so fast that you're kind of just able to go through the time skip anyway. And that does appear to be the case not only with Goku before, but with DYSPO here when he's using this special super speed of his. Now, okay, I did have to mention this too, because Champa is like, oh, okay, so let's just make a lot of noise. Someone get my Vuvuzela. Now, I was blown away that they're talking about the Vuvuzela in here. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, I believe it was the 2010 World Cup, which was in South Africa, I believe. And the Vuvuzela was like a native instrument of South Africa or something like that. And like in the stands, all of the spectators would have the vuvuzelas, and it would make that big, loud horn noise. That is where the vuvuzela kind of became prominent, and like, almost like it was known in pop culture for a while after, and eventually it was banned from like all, sports stadiums, I believe, across the world. Like, all football stadiums and baseball stadiums in the United States, and then in the UK, I guess I could say football again, because we call it soccer, but the world knows it as football, so I guess, it would be more proper to refer to soccer as football, because the entire world refers to it like that. But Champa actually, for some reason, has a Vuvuzela. So I guess, he should really be thanking Beerus, because he must have went back to his Universe 6 Earth, gotten some food, and also picked up a Vuvuzela at the same time. Now, Vados does mention that DYSPO is probably just like focusing in so hard on that one frequency he's looking for that no amount of loud noise will be able to distract him from finding that or prevent him from finding that. So, like, Champa is kind of embarrassed by that, and then it goes back to the fight. Now, at this point, Hit, like, is very confident. Like, every time Hit is just so fucking cool. Like, seriously, he's just so goddamn cool that it's like, I just love when he's on screen, because he kind of like, he's getting his ass beat to this point, and he kind of like dusts himself off, picks himself up, and he's like, okay, so you can beat the time skip, but you're not going to beat me. And at this point, DYSPO and Hit, they start clashing again, but this time Hit is not using the time skip, and he's taken a lot of punishment from DYSPO. But we see the three Pride Troopers left, Jiren, Topo, and KUNSHI, and they're kind of watching, and Topo realizes exactly what's going on, that even though Hit is taking a lot of blows, he's adapting to DYSPO's speed to where he's not taking hits to his vital spots. Like, he's blocking or deflecting the hits, taking the hits in the proper ways to where he's not taking extreme damage. Topo gets very concerned about this and tells KUNSHI, you get down there, help him out. It's a trap. And, okay, Dragon Ball Super, again, at this point, like, we can never tell what's a clue and what's not, because they've given us clues that have led to nothing. but the camera kind of focuses on Jiren for a good 5 seconds, and then finally zooms in on his face, and you see like his eyes change, like he's really like interested in Hit or curious about Hit's power. So right there, this is like, I'm not looking too deep into it. This would be like setup for Hit and Jiren actually fighting, which damn do I really hope does happen. That would be sick. Now, DYSPO continues to fuck Hit up until Hit is finally at the edge of the ring, and DYSPO's like, I got you now, cocksucker, and is about to knock Hit out and defeat him, but then Hit activates his time skip, and DYSPO ends up flying right over the edge of the ring, and he's actually about to be defeated. And then the other Pride Trooper, KUNSHI, comes in and uses his energy whips. He can kind of create his... Like, it's kind of like Kuwabara's Spirit Sword in Yu Yu Hakusho, except KUNSHI actually creates, like, these whips, and he uses that to grab DYSPO and pull him back onto the ring. Now, at this point, they start tag team fighting Hit, and Hit does seem to be capable, like, he really is adapting to DYSPO, but, unfortunately, KUNSHI, like, at the right moments will shoot his whips out and kind of, like, grabs Hit's fist or his leg or something to prevent his movements so that DYSPO is able to gain the upper hand. And Khalifa and Kale are still watching, and Khalifa is actually about to jump in when, just as DYSPO is about to really fuck Hit up, boom, we see a big explosion, we see the Super Saiyan God aura come fucking crashing down, and Goku catches DYSPO's fist and smacks him with a kick, knocking him back. So that's it. Like, okay. Super Saiyan God shows back up. So fucking cool the way Goku just explodes onto the scene in his Super Saiyan God form, blocks the hit, and is, looking there really powerful, really cool. The only problem is there's a little explanation about like Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue and stuff. For anyone who read the manga, this all does align perfectly with that, and we should all understand what this is. But I did, after watching the episode, take a glance at Twitter, and people are confused as fuck about this because I assume a lot of people are watching the show but not reading the manga. So we'll get into this. Also, because I know a lot of people watch the YouTube streams, like the episode streams on YouTube, and they're not like, maybe in their country, they're not able to watch like the Crunchyroll version with official subtitles and stuff. Sometimes things kind of get lost in translation. So that's why, like, hopefully I can explain the Super Saiyan God stuff good enough, because it does mesh with what was explained in the manga previously, and Whis does give a little explanation here that does combine well with what Goku is doing. The only thing, though, is I do wish we could have seen Goku transform into Super Saiyan God or something. Like, we literally, like, the last we saw Goku, he was just, off screen, he had just left where Piccolo and Gohan were, and now, like, base form, and now all of a sudden he's just Super Saiyan God. Like, they could have given us him transforming. Or, okay, here's what they could have done, right? So, Goku could have been, just putzing around fighting some random dude or whatever, and he could have looked over, he could have seen Hit getting his ass beat, and he could have seen that Hit was about to take a strike, and then we could have seen, Goku just be like, oh, this is bad, or, oh, okay, this is exciting, or, whatever, and then just, like, him tense up and start to power up, but then the camera would cut away, and then, later on, then Goku would come pounding down in Super Saiyan God. That would have been cool, but it literally is just like we're focused on Hit and DYSPO this whole episode, and then boom, Super Saiyan God is just there. It's like, oh, okay, like, I'm cool with this, but like, I really would have preferred, like, we seen Goku at least begin to transform into the form. Like, we didn't need to see him transform, but I think it would have been like a good thing to have at least seen Goku in this episode prior to this, is basically what my point is. Now, Goku does say that, he saw them teaming up on Hit and he started to get really excited. So, of course, he wanted to fight, wanted to have that good fight. Now, Kaioshin and Beerus instantly recognize it as Super Saiyan God. Beerus even says Super Saiyan God. Whis specifically states he's faster than Super Saiyan and consumes less stamina than Super Saiyan Blue. Those are Whis' exact words. So, what we have here is Goku is, like, okay, this is kind of following the same rules as the manga a little bit. It's a little different, But Whis does state that Super Saiyan God is faster than Super Saiyan. Now, just for the sake of simplicity, we probably could group Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 together, right? Now, Super Saiyan Blue obviously is stronger, it should be faster, but it'll be a little more taxing on their stamina when they're in it for long periods. So Goku, needed something better than the Super Saiyan forms, but felt he didn't quite need to go all the way to Super Saiyan Blue yet, so he goes Super Saiyan God. Now, I'll skip ahead a little bit, because right here is the perfect time to explain it and say, Goku does do some fighting with DYSPO, and he does the exact same strategy that Vegeta uses against Rose Goku Black in the manga, where Goku is fighting DYSPO Super Saiyan God, and then at the instant he's gonna strike, he transforms into Super Saiyan Blue to really put the power and heavy and speed in his attack. That's how Vegeta was able to beat Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black in the manga. So, of course, they are adapting a lot of Toyotaro's ideas from the manga into the anime now, which is cool. Now, in the manga, the Super Saiyan Blue transformation was it was stated that the actual transforming, process is, I believe, what was so stamina heavy on, Goku and Vegeta. It was actually the method of them transforming, not necessarily them fighting in the form for long periods, but more so in the anime now, it does appear as though it's Goku and Vegeta and all them, they could transform 500 fucking times and it does nothing. We've already seen Goku take Super Saiyan Blue a bunch of times throughout the Tournament of Power, right? But I believe what happens is when they're fighting in the form for a long amount of time, that's when it's very taxing and draining on their stamina. Now, if that's what we're going to go with, that would also help explain Vegito Blue a little bit, guys, because remember, Vegito Blue was in his blue form the whole time, burning his stamina, fighting at such high ki levels, he defuses. If they're gonna bring this into the anime, as long as they don't, contradict it moving forward from this point, this is a good thing, and it does maybe help fill in some gaps of some stuff that has happened previously. For example, this would help explain why Vegeta gets toasted by Hit, but Goku is able to fight Hit for a long time. This would explain why Vegito Blue, kind of another reason why Vegito Blue might have defused. So, to kind of summarize everything like this, Super Saiyan Blue is stronger, faster, more durable than Super Saiyan God, all of that. But the Super Saiyan God form does not consume stamina heavily the way Super Saiyan Blue does. So this is why Goku and Vegeta are trying their best not to use Super Saiyan Blue as much as possible, and this is why Goku is using Super Saiyan God, and he'll only assume Blue for a brief instant where he needs it. That's why he's kind of doing this transforming back and forth. Now, there's a couple problems with this too. Unfortunately, Goku and Vegeta needlessly went blue earlier in the tournament, but that obviously was just so Khalifa and Kale could see it, and we could kind of get the lead into, Khalifa wanted to be Super Saiyan Blue, and Kale's transformation, and all of that. We did see Goku needlessly transform Super Saiyan Blue against Kale. I don't think they needed to show us that. But I guess they did that just kind of to show how strong Kale is. But that, of course, did create a lot of problems where people are like, oh, I'm so mad about Kale. But it's all fine in context. But one thing I do want to point out that's very important is Goku and Gohan, both. I mean, maybe not Gohan. Maybe Gohan has lost his mastery of his Super Saiyan form. But Goku's Super Saiyan form is mastered to where there's no tax, nothing, no stamina drain, nothing for Goku's Super Saiyan form. It's just like his base form. Goku mastered Super Saiyan, as did Gohan back in the Cell Saga. So, I mean, there really is no reason why Goku is in base form at all in the tournament, because there's no stamina negative side effects, no energy side effects, nothing. Goku's Super Saiyan form is mastered. Now again, Gohan may be a little different because of his years of non-training, and then when he was training with Piccolo, it's clear that he was focusing more on his ultimate transformation than his Super Saiyan transformation. So maybe we could say Gohan's Super Saiyan transformation, he maybe has lost the touch of his mastery or whatever, but Goku most certainly has not, and I would bet Vegeta is always good at adapting. I would assume, and it's a very safe assumption, that Vegeta has his Super Saiyan form mastered as well, just like Goku. So all of this is going on. They can be in their Super Saiyan forms, and there should be no tax to them. But that does basically explain everything. So just so no one is confused, like, it is definitive. Super Saiyan Blue is stronger. Like, there's no confusion whatsoever. Like, y'all, please, I better not catch people in my mentions and stuff being like, well, wait, this doesn't make sense. Super Saiyan God is supposed to be stronger. Super Saiyan God was never stronger. Super Saiyan Blue was always the stronger form. It was always. There was a lot of misquotes, misinterpretations of things. Super Saiyan Blue's always been stronger, and this episode just does more to prove that case. Now, at this point, Goku and DYSPO start fighting, and KUNSHI and Hit actually start fighting. And this is the thing where, like, Goku and DYSPO are kind of going back and forth. Goku tries to use the instant transmission, but DYSPO activates, his super speed, and Goku's not able to actually get it off. But then what Goku starts doing is he does his kind of, back and forth where, DYSPO activates his super speed again, coming in at Goku. Goku transforms into Blue and goes to attack him right there. And, like, DYSPO is like, holy shit, he read my movements. And then Goku goes back from Blue into Super Saiyan God. And Whis mentions he changed to Blue for an instant to maximize his speed and power. But then he's going to be, doing most of the fight in Super Saiyan God because it's less taxing on his stamina, which is a brilliant tactic, of course, which we first saw Vegeta use against Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Now, at this point, most of the rest of Goku vs. DYSPO is off screen because we see Hit and KUNSHI fighting. Now, KUNSHI, like, throws out these energy whips all over the ground, and it's kind of like bombs, and, like, if Hit would shoot, like, an energy blast, like, it would explode the whips as well. So Hit is like, okay, well, that's fine, and Hit uses the technique he used against Goku in that little 2-episode filler arc. Well, filler, I mean, it's whatever, it's filler, we could say it doesn't matter. And Hit uses that technique where he kind of shoots like an air pressure or, shockwave, whatever it is. Now, remember, when we saw Hit using this in the arc, that it was able to go through trees and shit, and, like, Vados and Champa actually watch it, and they see that, oh, yeah, this shockwave only damages a person, so it's able to go through the minefield of KUNSHI and not actually even hit him. Now, DYSPO does kind of have the upper hand, it seems, because he kind of knocks Goku back, but Goku, doesn't seem injured. He's having fun and stuff. At this point, Goku and Hit switch, and Hit starts absolutely dicking DYSPO down. He jumps in, and he goes to activate his time skip, and, like, DYSPO prepares for it, and then Hit just absolutely just crushes DYSPO with a body blow, and it's revealed that Hit, like, went to activate the time skip, like, he mimicked what he would do to activate the time skip, but he didn't actually use his time skip. And so, like, DYSPO got, like, all, fucked up by that. And so what happens at this point is, like, the next time they go at it, Hit does the same thing, except this time he actually does activate his time skip, and he's bodying DYSPO at this point, and DYSPO now has no idea. When Hit's muscles tense up, is he using the time skip or is he not? He doesn't know, so DYSPO has lost his advantage, which was using that super speed at that instant. So at this point, Hit has essentially, for all intents and purposes, won the fight. Now, Goku is fighting KUNSHI, and KUNSHI does the same, like, minefield whip energy shit, and Goku just transforms into Super Saiyan Blue and says, I don't give a fuck, and just, like, plows right through it. And he's blocking KUNSHI's attacks, like, with his fists, and he comes in and wrecks KUNSHI with a strong body blow, and then shoots, like, a whole bunch of an energy barrage, and KUNSHI, like, absolutely gets destroyed by this. Now, at this point, Hit actually goes to finish off DYSPO, and after wrecking him bad, goes to throw him out of the Tournament of Power ring. At this point, KUNSHI kind of jumps out of the rubble, grabs DYSPO, and tells DYSPO, like, get out of here, wait for a chance to strike back, I'll, take this motherfucker down with me. But it's great, because KUNSHI then, like, goes straight at Hit, uses his energy whips, Hit uses time skip, teleports behind him and says, you could take this pain down with you instead, and finishes KUNSHI off with a hit from behind, and knocks him out of the ring, so KUNSHI is eliminated at this point, and now Universe 11 only has 3 fighters left, DYSPO, Jiren, and Toppo, just like that manga scan did indicate to us not too long ago as well, showing Goku's new form, we saw that KUNSHI would be eliminated from this episode, but DYSPO was not. Now, we see DYSPO kind of re-link up with Jiren and Toppo, and Toppo actually says, like, enough of this. There's no justice, no evil. There's only survival or, erasure, being erased. So that's interesting. Now, Goku walks up to Hit, and he's like, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. But once DYSPO heals up, I'm going to take him down. And Hit is like, whatever, I don't give a shit. And Goku's like, okay, so, are we about to do this now? And Hit goes, nah, I'll spare you since you lent a hand. And that's how the episode ends, with Goku and Hit kind of, going their different paths. And as Hit's walking away, you see him kind of smiling. And the narrator does actually ask what will eventually happen with Goku and Hit's final battle. So we've seen teasing of Goku versus Hit, and now Hit versus Jiren in the tournament. I assume we'll see Hit fight one of three people, either Jiren, Goku, or possibly Vegeta. But that probably would spell the end of... I think Hit will probably lose to any of those three, would probably beat him. But anyway, that is how the episode ends. A phenomenal episode. This was actually good, because they brought Super Saiyan God back, but there were no plot holes. I better not catch any of y'all motherfuckers talking about plot holes and shit, retcons. Maybe there's a small retcon of not the transformation itself being stamina heavy, but actually maintaining the form being stamina heavy. Keep that in mind. But outside of this, everything made sense. Goku being Super Saiyan God here didn't really contradict what we have been told before, which is good. It was a good episode. Super Saiyan God was lit. Hit was lit. DYSPO was awesome. I really enjoy him. Dragon Ball Super is just on fire right now. I do hope it can maintain this. Really loving the Tournament of Power. Guys, let me know, how much do you like the Tournament of Power?